In this video, we are going to be analysing Meta. Now, this one is going to be key. We do have its earnings tonight, so this video should be out before their earnings, so you can start seeing some levels and what we're paying attention to. So now, coming into Meta, there is one thing key to note, and I don't think if we get bad news, we will sink too far. And the reason for this is we can see it's had a lot of bad momentum recently. And now, why this? So you saw Snapchat's earnings, they were bad, and obviously Facebook does rely a lot on ad revenue because obviously Facebook uses ads. So seeing Snapchat ads come out really bad, they dropped 20%. Now we've seen Google, first time ever, YouTube, since Google has acquired them, has declined in revenue, which it has. So this is really just showing ad revenue is really getting hurt. Meta is most likely going to be the same. Now, as we've seen those earnings come out, a lot of this downward move is going to be priced in. So if Meta's earnings come out bad, yes, we will probably fall, but not all that much. And so really, this is going to be one of the key times you want to look to play against a consensus, because if Meta earnings come out strong, we could definitely see some really strong momentum to the upside. And what targets would we be looking at? So on the longer term time frame, we're looking at around 163 to around 175. That is very far from where we are now. Even if we do get some really good earnings, that could be a bit too far. So we will after quickly go into the smaller time frame so you can start seeing some levels to be looking at. So going to the downside, we do have some support at 107 and going down to around $38, $80.51 as key support levels if we end up getting poor earnings. But again, we probably won't think that far. What we're actually now seeing, we are actually seeing Meta, we're seeing this live, just how much it's moving. I'm guessing this means that earnings have already dropped, however it does seem quite quick. Quickly see if there's any news. Okay, they have just reported their earnings. So again, this is what I was saying, be looking to play against the consensus. Yes, their revenue has fallen so far, again to be expected, but I haven't had time to properly go through their data. But again, that is obviously a key thing to watch. We said if it's against the consensus, it will move heavy. So we will quickly then go on to a 20 and 30 day chart so you can start seeing what are going to be those key support and resistances, and really that's what we've hit. So we've had resistances at 142, 140. We've actually just gone and hit those after hours. And again, how do you look to trade these? We really need to see what that earnings was, and again, if you're looking to trade these, you should always have their figures up. The only thing you really needed to see, I guess the key things you could be looking at is just the earnings per share or net income. The traders tend to use either or against what their estimate was. So yeah, here, earnings per share missed by, the estimate of 191, we hit 164. Now this is key to be looking at. Again, we're going to do this one as a bit of a longer analysis video because we can do it live, and that's what's so great about this one actually. And this is something to take forward in different trading opportunities. But obviously you need to have somewhere where you're getting this news through quicker, whether that's Squawk, whether that's Reuters, whatever you use, it doesn't matter. But firstly, you need your range. If we know against a consensus, if we're going to fall, again, we don't expect it to sell off too heavy. So really the main opportunity we're looking at is the upside. So firstly, if they can beat estimates, we were going to expect a long move that would continue. Now you can see they missed earnings, but we moved up on that news. So again, we knew it was priced in the majority of the move. So when you saw these blips to the upside, these can be great shorting opportunities. You look for key levels and you can trade into these levels. And how do you find these key levels? Again, just whether you have your own ways to find support and resistance, or you use standard deviation, however you do it, that's the key way. But you can see we did come in, we may have got some small size at this 137, and again you can look to get in more at that 142 and you just fade the move. You know if it's bad earnings, yes it's already priced in, but it missed by 30 cents a share, quite a lot. You know it's most likely going to continue down, or at least go back to where it did pre-news. So these are the moves you can look to fade. Definitely key things to go and watch, and if you go back to other earnings you can look how this plays out. But again, whether you use standard deviations to find this level, you can see that hit basically bang on, or you're someone who looks at prior resistance. Again, either way you would have got that same level, and that could have been your good shorting opportunity. And that's one way you can actually use standard deviation. You can see, does a prior resistance or support line up with the standard deviation channel? If so, it's going to be stronger because you're going to have not only algos but also traders looking at those levels. But that was really key. Short those moves, or not even short them, use fade them. And then when it moves in the direction you expect, you kind of stay out of it. Again, I would even be looking potentially to fade this. If we push down to that 115, that is definitely a buying opportunity. Again, I probably won't be able to see this in this analysis video, but if we continue to push to the downside, watch that level. I think that could be an easy fade level. You could probably make a quick 5 points off those kind of bounces. But again, the initial move is always going to be the best fade. So yeah, not so much of a full analysis video now. I just kind of wanted to go through this as it was kind of happening. I didn't think they would report that quickly after market close. But those are key trading opportunities you can be looking at when looking to trade in the future. So that is really going to be the key then breakdown. Again, we can quickly go on to the longer term time frame then. Just give you those key levels once again, because we have already hit then the earnings targets we were looking at. So if we quickly go back to a 1 year 1 chart. So again, and if we continue to fade quite heavy, we do have heavy support at 107. This is our first deviation then on the 6 month chart. If we continue here, again, we would expect you to be able to fade the move with 115. If it continues though to break through there, 107 will definitely be a bounce location that we're paying attention to. Again, quickly, just if we push to the upside, what are key resistances? 162, 179 are going to be those key resistances to the upside, and what we're paying attention to on Meta. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the breakdown. I hope that was all clear. If it wasn't on how you can kind of trade these earnings, sorry, this video wasn't out quick enough. I only just got back from work now, but that is one of the things we'll be looking at anyway. So hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, why not drop me a like and subscribe, and check out one of these 2 analysis videos.